and staff, and welcome to the Melanin Migration. I'm Brian Stevens, NAACP President.
I'm Roman Gradick, NAACP Treasurer.
I'm Desmond Hill, Second Vice President.
We're here today to experience the background of modern dances most people do now. For those that don't know, melanin is the brown pigment in the hair, skin, and iris of the eye, and in people and animals. Migration is the movement of people or animals from one region to another. Now ask yourself, what does melanin migration mean to you? We've coined the term to mean a movement to leaven the skin you're in, from the hues of vanilla to the darkest of chocolate. Every shade is beautiful and represented everywhere you go. This is our celebration of our skin tone, heritage, and contributions of our culture.
First, we will have the elite ladies perform their African dances choreography by Miss Lady B. Miss Lady B was born and raised in Ahero, Kenya, and moved to America in 2014 to pursue a better education. Now dancing has played a huge part in her life, therefore she has been dancing as long as she can remember. The elite ladies Afrobeats performance will introduce the audience to 4 different Afrobeat dancing styles. Give it up for the elite ladies African dance team.
So my dream could come forever. I'm not talking to people like that. I'm a Angelina. Oh, we are down. Anytime we are sleep at the club, I don't come to shut your mouth. Sure you know, say it's in your carry, particularly somebody. You know I feel about, so baby, what about it? Yeah. And I know you shy, but it's still when we're making love.
Je ne suis pas dedans. Vous êtes prêts? On ne va rien entendre.
Thank you, elite ladies, for that wonderful dancing. We will now have 6 models showing fashion that our ancestors wore. The first model is Mr. Cameron Davis and Jalen Adams. Have on loosely typical African attire, the dashiki. The colors are gold and purple. The next model is Mr. Javon Scott. Has on an original customized mud cloth cover up. Doesn't he look like royalty? The next model is Miss Michaela Douglas. She is wearing a 2-piece skirt outfit with a variety of African masks. Her skirt can be worn long or short. The next model is Mr. Mike English. Has on a pleated sleeveless long dress. The colors are yellow and blue with a mixture of small and large stars. The next model is Miss Shayna Thompson. Has on a brown African marathon dress with dark tie.
Can we give another round of applause to our models? We will now have a video that will show the Divine Nine. These fraternities and sororities that are historically black Greek organizations with rich histories in many college-educated black families.
Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity representative, Mr. Harris.
Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, the first intercollegiate Greek letter fraternity established for African American men and the oldest of the Divine Nine, was founded on the campus of Cornell University on December 4th, 1906, by 7 visionary young men known as the Jewels, who recognized the need for a strong bond of brotherhood among African descendants in this country. The fraternity initially served as a study and support group for black students who found racial injustice, but educationally and socially at Cornell University. The Jewel founders and early leaders of the fraternity succeeded in laying a firm foundation for Alpha Phi Alpha's principles of scholarship, fellowship, good character, and the uplifting of humanity. Alpha Phi Alpha's colors are black and old gold. Alpha Phi Alpha's slogan is, first of all, service of all, we shall transcend all. Our hand symbol means onward and upward towards the light of Alpha. Symbols commonly associated with Alpha Phi Alpha are the Great Sphinx, Egyptian pharaohs, and in the past, gorillas. The aims for our fraternities are manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. The brothers of A Phi A have excelled in all fields from government to politics, sports, education, business, and entertainment. Acclaimed brothers of the fraternity are civil rights leaders Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Baseball Hall of Famer and the first black to integrate Major League Baseball, Jackie Robinson, jazz legend Duke Ellington, Olympic gold medalist Jesse Owens, civil rights activist, scholar, and founder of the NAACP, W.E.B. Du Bois, journalist Roland Martin, ESPN sportscaster the late Stuart Scott, the first black justice of the U.S. Supreme Court, Thurgood Marshall, actor Omari Hardwick, also known as Ghost from the show Power, and our very own superintendent, Dr. J.R. Green. Nameless programs and initiatives, national programs and initiatives of the fraternity include A Voteless People is a Hopeless People, My Brother's Keeper, Go to High School, Go to College, Project Alpha, and the World Policy Council. I was formally initiated into the Theta Nu chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, located at the University of South Carolina on November 11th, 2000. I pledged Alpha because the achievements of the notable members stood out to me and I wanted to be a part of that tremendous legacy. My chapter was and still is extremely active in the Columbia community and had leadership roles in many organizations on campus. And I knew I wanted to be a part of an organization whose brotherhood was solid and was also selfless in service. Today, the frat has over 290,000 members and has been open to men of all races since 1945. Currently, there are 730 active chapters around the world. It's the largest African American fraternity and one of the 10 largest college fraternities in the country.
Thanks, Mr. Harris. Let's welcome Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Representative Ms. Thomas.
I see the light, the pink and green, and everybody just can't go that way. 'Cause wise men say only true AKAs could ever be in the sorority. Greetings from Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Confined to what she called a small, circumscribed life in the segregated and male-dominated environment that categorized the early 1900s, Howard University student Ethel Hedgeman Lyle dreamed of creating a support network for women with like minds coming together for mutual uplift and combining their talents and strengths for the benefit of others. In 1908, her vision came to fruition as Alpha Kappa Alpha. 5 years later, in 1913, lead incorporator Nellie Quander ensured Alpha Kappa Alpha's longevity through incorporation in the District of Columbia. Founded on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. on January 15, 1908, Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is the oldest Greek letter sorority by African American college-trained women. To trace its history is to tell a story of changing patterns of human relations in America in the 20th century. The small group of women who organized the sorority, which was conscious of a privileged position as college-trained women of color, just one generation removed from slavery. They were convinced that their college experiences should be as meaningful and productive as possible. Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded to apply that determination. As the sorority grew, it kept in balance two important themes: the importance of individual and the strength of an organization of women of ability and courage. As the world became more complex, there was a need for associations which cut across racial, geographical, political, physical, and social barriers. Our sisterhood is comprised of women who have consciously chosen this affiliation as means of self-fulfillment through volunteer service. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated cultivates and encourages high scholastic and ethical standards, promotes unity and friendship among college women, alleviates problems concerning girls and women, maintains a progressive interest in college life, and serves all mankind. Today, the influence and concerns of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated extends far beyond college campuses, gates, and student interests. For wise men say, only true AKA could ever be in the sorority. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for AKA we always will love you. Sisterhood is a bond we share, for AKA we know it's always there.
This time is it. Now we will have Kappa Alpha Phi fraternity, Mr. Feaster.
Will, Deasia Robertson, and John Durham, please meet me in the front. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing today? I'm great, but first I want to apologize. I'm the only person here representing a fraternity or sorority not wearing any of its colors. I apologize. Our colors are crimson or red and cream or off-white. So I apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. I just wasn't thinking. But I apologize for that. But I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I was initiated at the campus of Voorhees College, Epsilon Omega chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi in 1978. Some of the teachers probably weren't even born then. But Kappa Alpha Psi is a collegiate Greek letter fraternity with a predominantly African American membership. Since the fraternity's founding on January 5th, 1911 at Indiana University, the fraternity has never limited membership based on color, creed, or national origin. The fraternity has over 160 members with 721 undergraduate and alumni chapters in every state of the United States and have international chapters in the United Kingdom, Germany, South Korea, Japan, the United States Virgin Islands, Nigeria, and South Africa. The founders of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity are Elder Watson Diggs, affectionately known as the Dreamer, Dr. Israel Alexander, Dr. Byron Kenneth Armstrong, Attorney Henry Turner Asher, Dr. Marcus Peter Blakemore, Paul Wayman Kane, George Wesley Edmonds, Dr. Guy Lewis Grant, Edward Giles Irwin, and Sergeant Milton Lee. The fraternity was originally founded, when it was originally founded, it was named Kappa Alpha Nu by, as I said, just told you, 10 African American students on the campus of Indiana University. The name of the fraternity was changed to its current name, Kappa Alpha Psi, in 1915. Just to recap, we were founded in January 5th, 1911. Our object or our thing is the cane. Our motto, which is important to me, is achievement in every field of human endeavor. Again, our colors are crimson and cream, and we have over 160,000 members. Thank you.
Now we would welcome to the stage our very own award-winning Griffin Elite Dance Company All-Star Competition team performing Mrs. and Mrs.
All right, let's go!
Get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair in. Boy, lift it up, let's make a toast stop. Let's get drunk, this gon' bring us closer. Don't I look like a Holly Berry poster?
Okay, once upon a time in California, where they lived like us when they scared and dark. There was a little youth by the name of Rick. Nobody paid him any mind, no one gave us. Get up on my lap, keep my head up tight. Wait, so I never let the bed bug right. On to the floor, going to the right. Jump down, turn around, pick up that kite.
No, I ain't done yet. Everybody in the club go to work. I'ma drop it on the street, yeah, you heard. I came to boogie and swerve. Headline folk, that's my word. I'm really, really hot. Every time my records drop, radio says I won't stop, cause I'm killing them. I'm really, really hot, cause I'm killing them.
Thanks, guys. That was awesome. Now we will have Coach Rose representing Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
I bring you greetings from the greatest fraternity of all time. I don't need no paper to read my history. All the English teachers, where are you in the house? All English teachers. Stand up for me, English teachers. William Ernest Henley, out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever the gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but I'm bowed. Beyond this place of rapid tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the menace shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the stroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Many of you boys want to pledge just fraternity, but this thing is harder than the blood in the Crips. The first thing that you have to have is manhood. That's the state of being a man and not a little boy. The second thing is scholarship. That's to have the highest principle of thinking at all times. The second is perseverance. Not to say I quit. And the last thing, you have to have the ability to uplift your community culturally, spiritually, and emotionally. I decided to pledge Omega Psi Phi in 1991 with Mr. Hare, wherever he is, when we were students at Upward Bound at Benedict College. Now, he didn't have aspirations, but that man, I tell you, always inspired me and encouraged me to keep pushing. At this moment, I don't want to recognize celebrities. I want to recognize the members of the Xi Psi chapter, South Carolina State University. First, I have Jamie Brunson, initiated spring 2001. Jeremy White, initiated Xi Psi spring 13. Vic Douglas, Xi Psi spring 17. And Nick Hubbard, Xi Psi Neophyte, spring 18. So for you gentlemen, if you can uphold the four cardinal principles and maintain a 2.7, then you can be an Omega Psi Phi member. But until then, get in line. Let's go, Xi Psi chapter.
Cause Zion say so. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor. Say neighbor. Say we love Zion. Say we love Zion. Look at somebody else and say neighbor. Say neighbor. We love Zion. We love Zion.
Thank you, Coach Roach and Frat Brothers, for a job well done. Now we'll have our very own Principal, Mr. Willie, representing Delta Sigma Theta sorority.
I said my sorrows. I said my sorrows. I said what is a Delta? I said what is a Delta? A Delta is what an Alpha ain't, what a Zeta wanna be, what a Sigma can't, what an Alpha like, what a Kappa like, what Q Psi Phi can't get enough of. Hello, my Griffins. I'm here today representing Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, which was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 collegiate women at Howard University to promote academic excellence and provide assistance to those in need. Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated is an organization of college, keyword, college, educated women committed to the constructive development of its members and to public service with a primary focus on the Black community. Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated is a private, not-for-profit organization whose purpose is to provide assistance and support through established programs in local communities throughout the world. Since its founding, more than 200,000 women have joined this organization. The organization is a sisterhood of predominantly Black college-educated women. The sorority currently has 1,000 collegiate and alumni chapters located in the U.S., Japan, Germany, Virgin Islands, Bermuda, Bahamas, Jamaica, and the Republic of Korea. The major programs of the sorority are based upon the programs, our organization's 5-point programmatic thrust, which is educational development, economic development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. Since its founding in 1913, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated has clearly distinguished itself as a public service organization that boldly confronts the challenges of African Americans and hence all Americans. Again, we were founded in 1913 by 22 phenomenal trendsetters who saw no limit to their vision for sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Delta's founders stepped out on faith to march with the suffragettes and took a stand for social justice as their first public act. More than 105 years later, we pride ourselves by following in the footsteps of our founders and remain in the forefront of action as a voice for those in need.
Thank you, Ms. Swilling and sorority sisters. Now we'll have Mr. Billy Davis with the history of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
How y'all doing? First of all, as a Sigma man, I don't need backup dancers, and I don't need a crew behind me. Sigma mans hold us down by itself. First off, Phi Beta Sigma was created on the campus of Howard University, January 9th, 1914, by 3 distinguished gentlemen, just 3. Abram Langston Taylor, Leonard F. Morris, and Charles I. Brown. The founders deeply wished to create an organization that viewed itself as a part of general community rather than apart from the general community. From its inception, the founders also conceived Phi Beta Sigma as a mechanism to deliver services to the general community rather than gaining skills to be utilized exclusively by themselves and for their immediate families. Our motto, culture for service, service for humanity. That's what brought me out here today. All right. First off, why I became a Sigma? I'm an individual. I don't want to act like anyone else. I don't want to be like anyone else. I want to be myself. Okay? Some of the most famous people in Phi Beta Sigma: Dr. George Washington Carver, James Weldon Johnson, Dr. Leroy Locke, Bill Clinton, President, Dr. Huey P. Newton, founder of the Black Panther Party, Bobby Seale, A. Philip Randolph, the man that organized just about everything in the civil rights movement, but his name goes unnoticed. See, Sigma men work a lot behind the scenes. We don't do it for glitz or glamour. We do it for purpose. Some people that you may know in this generation: King Bach from the Mu Epsilon chapter, J. Anthony Brown, Kurt Carr, Terrence Howard, The Temptations, Blair Underwood, Joey Porter, Jerry Rice, Dominique Rogers-Cromartie, Richard Sherman, and DJ Shockley. One thing about me, I came from a neighborhood where we didn't see fraternities or sororities. We saw gangbangers. I grew up in Columbia on Broad River Road. Yeah. Sigma took this little hood boy from Broad River Road and turned me into a man. It taught me how to use the things that I learned growing up that wasn't appropriate and how to make them appropriate. Sigma also has sisters that are constitutionally bound with them. That means that we are real brothers and sisters. Stand up for me, Zeta Phi Beta. With that being said, what we say in Sigma land is Blue Phi. Now when you hear Blue Phi, you all know. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Now we will have another dance.
Alright, please welcome Miss Shannon Taylor representing Zelta Phi Beta sorority. Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Sorry.
They told me I had to keep it short because some people ran over. I'm just... All right, it's all right. I love y'all. I know, because you love Blue. I know. All right. Y'all hate? Okay, so what started out as a lovely walk between Arizona Cleaver Stemmons and A. Langston Hughes, Taylor became a constitutionally bound unit between brothers and sisters. It was January 16, 1920 that the lovely ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded. Right? Oh, thank you. How you doing? Right? Our colors are royal blue and pure white. Pure. Yes, baby, pure. Right. Okay. All right. There was 5 lovely founders. We called them our 5 pearls. Right? There's 5 of them. Not a whole bunch. Because we only stand a whole bunch of people. All right, so hey, how you doing? All right. Now, to these women, Zeta was more than an organization, it was a movement, a belief system that reflected at its core the desire to provide true service, to embrace scholarship, to set a standard for sisterly love, and define the noble concept of finer womanhood. Finer womanhood, where you represent who you are and stand up for who you believe no matter what. Yes? All right. Right? We also have quite a few firsts. I'm going to skip down because we got short on time. We were the first to actually centralize our national headquarters in Washington, D.C. We're the first to have a chapter in Africa. We're the first to have to form auxiliary groups. Auxiliary groups are us going back to our communities, helping down and up. We help young ladies. We also help older ladies who cannot go to college but want to actually be a part of an organization. And we call them our Mikai. Right? We also were the first, as you already know, the only constitutionally bound brother and sister organization. We have the same colors. Our full name is Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, but we also have the Phi Beta Sigma. So you add it all together, it's Zeta Phi Beta Sigma. Slow it down. Catch up, baby. All right. So, I don't have time to do my stroll. I don't, because we have 3 more organizations coming up, and I want you to hear, because I want you to hear everybody's information. I want you to be informed. Now at the end, when we get done, I will come out and I'll do my stroll. Cool?
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Now we will have Ms. Bell representing Sigma Gamma Rho sorority.
Hey, how y'all doing? All right, me and my sister right here, we are part of a sorority called Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. We were founded November 12th, 1922 at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. The first charter was the Alpha chapter, and our mascot is the poodle. Our colors are royal blue and gold, and our flower is the yellow tea rose. And we have 7 founders that were educators. We're just gonna do a little stroke for y'all, is that okay? Good.
All I do is make that money. I won't charge you.
Thank you, Ms. Bell and sorority sisters. Representing the final member of the Divine Nine is Mr. Joseph Ralph of Iota Phi Theta fraternity.
Where the centaur and I know a place where the centaur come home, and in that place, the streets are paved in brown and gold. That's it. Good afternoon. I want to thank my brother Eric, who's a fellow Griffin of y'all. He's an alumni. 2014. Real quick, I'm going to be short because we're going to do our stroll and then we're going to be out. I was instructed by staff to let y'all know after the program they asked, in respect of all organizations, don't throw up signs, don't do calls or any of the strolls or anything like that. Thank you. Real quick, we are the men of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. We were founded in 1963 on the campus of Morgan State College, now University in Baltimore, Maryland. We were founded by 12 men. Okay. And that's about my time.
Thank you, Mr. Ralph and Frat Brothers. Can we give one more round of applause for all of the Divine Nine representatives today? We have one last performance from our very own Miss Taylor. come backstage. Tyrone Foster, your car ride today.